All right. Welcome to a Ardu yeah. Welcome to a Robolink tutorial. So today's tutorial we're gonna be covering pairing in drones. So what exactly is pairing? So your drone can connect to other controllers or other inventor boards. So you have to establish that you want your drone to be connected. And the way you do that is you first pair the drone with the controller. So it's fairly easy. When you first open your drone, you have to do pairing. Otherwise, the controller and the drone itself won't recognize each other and you won't be able to send commands. So, like every Arduino project that we do here, you're gonna need two things. Those are void loop and void setup. So they will always be in your program. You also need to include the library smart drone control.h. That's where all the functions that we're going to be using are going to be um, included in. So for our setup, we simply have to do begin serial communication. So the way the drone or the way the controller sends information to the drone is through the serial uh, port in the inventor board. So that is connected to our Zigbee, and the Zigbee is the one that sends it to the drone. So every time we want to send information to the drone, we have to do it via serial. The other thing we're going to include is smart drone control.begin. So this is a nifty little function that when you add it to your code, it initializes everything so that the drone is ready to fly. So instead of having to say what pins in the board you're going to be using and all that, you just call this and it automatically does it for you. However, if you're connecting other things that you're going to be using, like you're connecting a button and you want to use it um, as a digital device, you have to include it in setup. For this simple code, this is all we need in setup. Now comes what we're going to be using in our loop. So in order to break this into smaller pieces and make it easier to digest what a complete drone program would look like, we're breaking it into pieces. So we're going to be using this smart drone lesson function. Um, and what we're going to be using with this is this allows us to only work in bits. So all the pieces that we need in order to fly the drone are in here. We just have to add the one that we're missing. And in this one, when we add the two, we are missing the pairing function. So the first thing we got to do is we got to look for a way to distinguish that we want to pair. And the way we're going to do that is we're going to turn on the dip switch. So the inventor boards have a couple of red switches on the side that you can program as well. And the one that is connected to pin 9 is the one that we're going to be using. So we're going to set it to low, and that's how we are going to initiate pairing. So when you pair, there's a couple things that have to happen. You have to change the state. So state is a variable that is used constantly throughout everything that you do with drone. And we're going to change it to ready, meaning that the drone itself is prepared for information and everything. We're also going to call a function. Again, the cool thing about the smart drone control library is that there's a bunch of functions that do a couple of jobs that would be a bit tedious otherwise. And one of them is pairing. So this function takes care of writing the information that we need and then sending it to the drone. However, we have to call it at some point in our code. And what we're going to do is we're going to make it so that we can visibly see that pairing is happening or that it's in the process of happening um, easily. So what we're going to do is we're simply going to add light display. So in our board, lights 13, 16 are used only as indicators. We're not using them as actual sensors. So we're going to what do you call it? we're going to turn them on and off. And what this is going to do is it's going to be obvious that, hey, at this moment, sorry, this is 13, the board is pairing, or it's in this part of the is statement, and we are going to, oh, I can't write today, and we're going to be more able to easily see what's happening. So we set it to high, and then we delay for a little bit, not not a lot. It's just an indicator after all, and then we turn them off again. So I'm gonna use copy and paste, and then instead of high, we're gonna just change it to low, like so, right? And so we're gonna do this um, again. However, whoa, deleted it. Don't press run buttons. However, this time it's just kind of like a little countdown. Instead of doing 16 and 13, we're going to do 12 and 17, which are the other indicator lights that we're going to have available to us. The reason why we don't use 11, 18, and so on is because, and 14, is because we're using those as sensors to detect what we're trying to do. And you'll see later on in other videos how we use those sensors. So this will now allow your your drone and your controller to pair. The most important things to take out of this is these two functions, as they are the ones that are required no matter what. Changing the state of your drone to this, and then changing or calling smart drone control.pairing so that the drone and the controller get paired. Um, yeah, so that is it for the pairing. Uh, Thank you for watching, and just have a good one.